Hello and welcome back. Welcome to a new class, to class number 169. We have only 27 classes left, I believe. Yes, 27 classes left. Class 169, which means the next class is 170. And we're moving into the 70s, and then into the 80s, and then into the 90s, and then we're finished. At least I'm finished, because you have to continue. You have to continue at the advanced level. You must continue with English. Cuando digo have to, he hecho dos cosas. He dicho, tienes que continuar. Debes continuar. Similar al castellano. You have to continue. Te estoy instando, pero no por imperativo moral. Te estoy instando casi como una obligación impuesta por mí, que no es posible, pero vamos, lo intento. You have to. Come on. You have to continue. Ahora si digo, you must continue, hacer así es muy corriente porque es que es un imperativo moral. You must. Tienes que encontrar una forma. Forzosamente has de continuar. Debes continuar. Forzosamente. You must find a way to continue with your English. Don't give up. Don't give up. The people who never give up finally reach a good level. One of the secrets is never giving up. One of the secrets to learning English is never giving up. Always studying, continuously. And maybe it takes 5 years or 6 years of studying every week. 48 weeks of the 52 weeks in a year, studying English, taking classes, doing things, surfing the web, staying in contact with English language at least 4 or 5 hours a week. 48 weeks for 5 years. It's a lot of time. And then you have a good level of English, but you must be perseverant. You must achieve continuity. You must never give up. Because the people who give up come back 3 years later, 7 years later, with the same problem. And they never solve it because they never have the persistence to continue. Okay. Class number 169. Let's begin on camera 1 with a short review of class number 168, please. All right. Give it to me. Give me mine. Dame el mío. Give me mine. El mío y el tuyo son iguales. Mine and yours are the same. Los míos y los tuyos son iguales. Mine and yours are the same. Los míos son aquellos. Mine are those. El mío es aquel. Mine is that one. Okay? Aquel es mío. That one is mine. Aquellos son míos. Those are mine. Those are mine. Los que están en el suelo son de él. The ones on the floor are his. Los suyos son los que están en el suelo. His are the ones on the floor. Los que están en el suelo le pertenecen a él. The ones on the floor belong to him. Los que están en la mesa, the ones on the table, belong to me. The ones in this container belong to you. But this one doesn't. This one belongs to Juan Luis, the floor manager today. All right? But the rest belong to you. But the red one belongs to him. It doesn't belong to you. Now, the pencils on the table, you can't see them, but the pencils on the table belong to me. They're mine. If they belong to me, they're mine. If they belong to you, they're yours. If they belong to him, they're his. If they belong to her, they're hers. If they belong to us, they're ours. They're ours. They are ours. They're ours. And finally, if they belong to them, Manolo y Pepe, if they belong to them, they're theirs. They're theirs. They are theirs. Es curioso que la contracción de they are suena igual que theirs, sin ese. Okay? They're theirs. They're mine, son míos. They're mine. They're yours, they're his, they're hers, they're ours, they're theirs, because they belong to them. But if they don't belong to them and they belong to you, then they're not theirs, but rather they're yours. But if they don't belong to me, but rather belong to me, then they're not yours, they're mine. But if instead of belonging to me, instead of belonging to me, they belong to him, then they're not mine, they're his. But if instead of belonging to him, they belong to her, then they're not his, they're hers. But if instead of belonging to her, they belong to us, then they're not hers, they're ours. And finally, closing the circle, if instead of belonging to us, they belong to them, then they're not ours, they're theirs. Dame el mío, porque me pertenece. Give me mine, because it belongs to me. Te daré el tuyo, porque te pertenece. I'll give you yours, because it belongs to you. Le daré el suyo, de él, porque le pertenece. I'll give him his, because it belongs to him. It doesn't belong to me. It belongs to him. It's his. It's not mine. It doesn't belong to me. All right? Te daré el tuyo porque te pertenece. I'll give you yours because it belongs to you. It belongs to you. It doesn't belong to me. It belongs to you. Le daré a ella el suyo porque le pertenece. I'll give her hers because it belongs to her. It doesn't belong to you, and it doesn't belong to me. It's not yours, it's not mine, and it's not his. It's hers. And I'll give it to her. I'll give it to her because it belongs to her. It's hers. She'll give, now if instead of being hers, it belongs to us, then it's ours. And she'll give it to us because it belongs to us. She'll give us ours. It's ours. But if it's not ours, instead of being ours, it's theirs, then we'll need to give it to them because it's theirs. It belongs to them. More grammatical gymnastics. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Hi there, my name's Carly. Nice to see you again. Before we start the summary or the review from the last class, I'd like to introduce my student. I'm here with Luca. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Awesome, good. All right, if you're ready, we are going to do a review of the previous class. The first thing we're going to review are the 3 options for the pronunciation of the past regular verbs. So, you have 3 options. You have a D, a T, and an id sound, like invited, id. Okay, here we go. Every day I enjoy it. In the past?
Yesterday I enjoyed it.
Good, I enjoyed it. Enjoyed it, good. Every day I expect him.
Yesterday I expected him.
Good, but bigger. Expected him.
I expected him.
Good. This one, expected, it has 3 syllables. Expected. Expected him. Because the sound expect en el infinitivo suena como una T. Expect. Y por eso tienes que poner una ed al final. Expected. Expected. ¿Ya? Expected.
You add one more syllable, no?
Exactly. Expected. ID. Id. Good. Every day I notice her.
Yesterday I noticed her.
Perfect. And that's 1. Well, it's 2. Noticed. But the ed at the end isn't a syllable. Noticed. Excellent. Good. Every day I copy his homework.
Yesterday I copied his homework.
A little stronger.
Copied.
Good.
His homework.
Good. Just because I want to hear it. Copied his homework. Very good. Every day I work for her.
Yesterday I worked for her.
Good. And that one's really strong, and it sounds worked. So strong because of the K. Worked. Worked. Very good. Every day I ask him.
Yesterday I asked him.
Perfect. That's excellent, Luca. And you at home, practice out loud. Yesterday I asked him. It will never be easy unless you practice this every day. This should be something that's just natural and always being practiced. Asked, worked, walked with the T sound in the past. Every day I explain it.
Yesterday I explained it.
Good. Explained it.
Yesterday I explained it.
Good. Yeah, it's not a strong T, but it is a mixture between a D and a T. Explained it. Very good. Every day I park there.
Yesterday I parked there.
Very good. One more time.
Yesterday I parked there.
Good. It's okay. It doesn't matter if you add it, a little late. It doesn't matter as long as you pronounce the T and not the E. Parked, never again. All right? It's parked. Parked. Good. Every day I laugh. Ha ha ha. I laugh at it.
Yesterday I laughed at it.
Perfect. Very good. Every day I join it.
Yesterday I joined it.
Good. Yeah, the club, for example.
Okay.
I joined the club. I joined it. Two more. Every day I accept it.
Yesterday I accepted it.
Good. And really big though, not accepted. Accepted.
Yesterday I accepted it.
Very good. So accepted. 3 syllables. Accepted. Very good. Last one. Every day I reach for it. To reach. Every day I reach for it.
Yesterday I reached for it.
Excellent. Very good. All right, guys. Now, leave that. We're going to practice the personal pronouns. Personal pronouns. I'm going to give a sentence in Spanish, and Luca's going to translate it for me. At home, try to translate it in English. All right. Enséñale a ella el de ellos.
Show her theirs.
Perfect. Show her theirs. Show her theirs. Good. You cannot say show theirs, her. Show her theirs. Os enseñaré el de él.
I'll show you his.
Perfect. I'll show you, vosotros, I'll show you his. Good. Dámelo si es mío.
Give it to me if it's mine.
Very good. Te lo daré si es tuyo.
I'll give it to you if it's yours.
Very good with the it's. I'll give it to you if it's, contraction, if it's yours. Good. Let's see. Os lo daré si es vuestro.
I'll give it to you if it's yours.
Perfect. Good. If it's yours, yours.
If it's yours.
Good. Excellent. Good. Pídemelo.
Ask me for it.
Excellent. With the for, that is necessary. Ask me for it. Pedir, ask for something. Ask me for it. Pídeselo a él.
Ask him for it.
Good, 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 good. This will be a little repetitive. Pídeselo a ellos.
Ask them. Pídeselo a ellos.
Uh-huh.
Ask them for theirs.
For it.
For it.
Because it's pídeselo a
Okay.
ellos. Yeah? Good. Repeat.
Ask them for it.
Excellent. Good. Let's see. Nos gusta el nuestro porque nos ayuda.
We like ours because it helps us.
Because it helps.
Helps us.
Excellent. Good. Repeat.
We like ours because it helps us.
Very good with that third person S because it helps us. Good. Enséñame el tuyo.
Show me yours.
Good. Enséñale a él el nuestro.
Show him ours.
Perfect. I'll show him ours. Tengo el mío porque me pertenece a mí.
I have mine because it belongs to me.
Very good with the S. I have mine because it belongs to me. It is that personal pronoun. Good job, guys. Keep practicing. Bye-bye.
Okay, welcome back. Okay, first, well, I'm going to take a sip, sorbito. I'm going to take a sip of water, but I'm also going to change to camera 1 at the same time. I think I know how to multitask well enough to do 2 things simultaneously. I'm going to take a sip of water, and I'm also going to change to camera 1. So are you ready? Let's change to camera 1. Okay, yes. Now, I'm going to talk to you in this segment about the word also. But I'm also going to ask you some questions, okay? Now, I'm not going to ask you any questions yet. I'm going to tell you a few things. When I was 20, I went to the Soviet Union, to Russia. But in that same year, I also came to Spain. I went to Russia at the end, in the winter, in December 1971. And I spent 3 weeks in Russia, and 2 days in Finland, and 1 day in London. And then I went back to the States. Now, in that same year, later in the summer, I also came here. I came here. I flew to London, and then I took a train and a ferry to Paris, and then I took a train to Barcelona. So I spent some time in Barcelona when I came to Spain, but I also came to Madrid. Okay. Now, when I was in Barcelona, I visited, besides Barcelona, I also went to Castelldefels, I went to Figueres, and I also went to Sitges. Okay. I went to Figueres in Cadaqués. This is in 1972, summer, 1972, August, very hot. So I went to Barcelona, but I also went to Figueres and Cadaqués, and I also went to Sitges. Yeah, I remember. And then I came to Madrid. And first I stayed in a Colegio Mayor, a student residence, for 3 weeks. And I remember during those 3 weeks, I took some excursions. I went to Segovia. I also went to Toledo. Let's see, and I also went to Chinchón. And I also went to Escorial, I remember, yeah. In those 3 weeks, not bad, eh? And I think I also went to Cuenca, but I don't remember. Toledo, Segovia, okay. But I didn't go to Avila in those 3 weeks. I went to Avila later. And I remember that when I went to Avila, this is about 2 months later, when I went to Avila, I also went to Cebreros. Okay, I also went to Cebreros and to El Tiemblo. I remember I also went to those places. Later in the fall of 1972, I traveled to San Sebastian, but I also went to Burgos. I also went to Bilbao, and I also went to Tudela, yeah, and to Pamplona. I remember. It was a good trip. Okay. Yesterday, when I came here to teach you, I came with several people. I came with Maria, and I also came with Jorge, the mixer, Jorge. Also, como también se mete en medio. Podríamos decir, volviendo atrás a Barcelona, cuando fui a Cadaqués y a Figueres y a Sitges, all right, y a Castelldefels. I can say I went to Barcelona, I went to Figueres too, I went to Cadaqués too, I went to Sitges too, and I went to Castelldefels too. Pero es mejor cuando es una secuencia meter also. And y also siempre va en medio de la frase, justo delante del verbo, o entre un verbo auxiliar y un verbo principal. Did you also go? Yes, see, you went to Barcelona, yes? Did you also visit the Villafranca de Penedès? Did you also visit Igualada? Did you also visit Seu de Urgell? What else? No, I didn't. Let's see, I went to Barcelona, and yes, and I also went to Figueras to see the Dalí Museum. And I went to Cadaqués to see Dalí's strange home, okay, and to visit Cadaqués, which is a very pretty, very beautiful little town on the Mediterranean Sea, just north of the Costa Brava, along that coast, up in the Alta Ampurias, in that area. It's very nice. Have you ever been there? I've been to many countries. In South America, well, south of the Rio Grande River, I've been to Mexico. And I've also been to Guatemala. Now in Europe, I've been to Spain, and I've also been to Portugal. And I've also been to France. And I've also been. Aquí also lo estoy colocando después del verbo auxiliar y antes del verbo principal. También he estado. He también estado. I have also been. Okay. Now in Italy, let's say I've been to Naples. Well, I've been to Rome. And I've also been to Naples. And I've also been to Sicily. And I've also been to Brindisi. And I've also been to Bari. And I've also been to Umbria. And I've also been to Tuscany. And I've also been to the lakes in the north. And I've also been to Piedmont, which you in Spanish call Piemonte. I've also been to Piedmont. And I've also been to Venice, many places. Now in Germany, I've been to Munich. And I've also been to Augsburg. And I've also been to Koblenz. And I've also been to Cologne. And I've also been to Frankfurt on Main. And I've also been to Aachen. All right? But I've never been, and I've also been to Berlin. But I've never been to Hamburg. And I've never been to Hanover. Okay? And I haven't been to Nuremberg either. All right? Now in France, I've been to Paris. Yes. And I've also been to Lyon. And I've also been to Lille. And I've also been to Reims. And I've also been to Marseille. Okay? Now last year, I went to Scotland. First I remember I went to Edinburgh, but I also went to Glasgow. And I also went to Ullapool in the north. And I also went to Aberdeen. Okay, I also went. Now you need to continue studying, and you need to study the expression also. But you also need to study the numbers. And you also need to study letters and spelling. And you also need to study the present tense. And you also need to study the past tense. Todo, la tira entera. Okay, see you in a few minutes. Welcome back. You know, I don't feel very good today. I'm starting to feel a bit under the weather. Un poco pachucho. Bajo mínimos, bajo el tiempo atmosférico, decimos en inglés. I'm starting to feel a little under the weather. You know, I have a headache. I also have a sore throat. I also have a stomach ache. Oh, I also have a terrible backache. And I also have a toothache. I don't know why. It hurts. Wow. And I also have a strange pain in my right shoulder. And I also have chest pains. I don't know why. When I breathe, it hurts. Estoy hecho un asco. I don't feel very good today. Everything. And I also have a problem with my knee. Yeah, I have a lot of problems. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue. I'll think about it during the next teacher's class.
Hello there, my name is Richard Brown. Of course, I'm the other Richard on this course. I'm going to do several things today. I'm going to introduce myself. I've just done it, but I'll do it again. I'm also going to introduce Annette. I'm also going to make her suffer a lot, and I'm also going to keep reminding you to study, okay? ¿Qué es lo que vamos a ver hoy? Also, okay? Also when we're enumerating a list of things or actions, okay? Also, también. So my name is Richard. Now I've introduced myself again. This is Annette. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good stuff. Now, Annette, also, yeah? Also means también, but we don't use it when I say, for example, I've been to France. Tú quieres decirme, pues yo también. Pues entonces no decimos me also.
No.
We say me too, or, yeah?
Yes.
Or I've also been, but not me also. Also is used when we are creating a list of things we've done. All right? I've studied maths. I've also studied physics. I've also studied chemistry. Okay? I've been to France. I've also been to Italy. I've also been to Germany. Lo que sea. Okay? Before we start though, I want to remind you and everybody at home that also is not pronounced also, okay? It's all so. Look at my mouth. All, okay? O, es casi una O. Also. Y la O, además, al final, no se pronuncia como no, es O, ¿ok? Also. Dos sonidos diferentes. Also. No es also. Also. Dilo tú.
Also.
Ahora en casa. Also. Todos juntos. Also. 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 Bien. Ok. Hablo español. ¿Puedo hablar español? Hablo español. También hablo inglés. ¿Cómo sería?
I speak Spanish and I also speak German.
Vale. Pero ahora con can. I can speak.
I can speak Spanish and I also can speak.
No, en este
and
caso,
I can also speak.
Eso es, bien, because also it goes before non-auxiliary verbs. I speak English and I also speak Spanish, okay? But when we're talking about auxiliary verbs, como can, como el verbo to be, como have, como participio, okay? Va después. I can speak French, I can also speak Italian, okay? I'm hungry, I am also thirsty, okay?
Yes.
Bien, I'm out of breath. Okay, voy al dentista mañana. También voy al supermercado.
Tomorrow I'm going.
Mejor poner tomorrow al final.
Ah.
Yo que tú.
I will go to the dentist.
Pero con I'm going. Es un
I'm
plan.
going to the dentist tomorrow, and I'm also going to the supermarket.
Fantastic. Good. I'm going to the dentist tomorrow and I'm also going to the supermarket. Good. I'm also, después del verbo to be, que es el verbo auxiliar. ¿Ok? Bien. He ido a Marruecos. También he ido a Japón.
I've been to Morocco or Morocco, and
Morocco, mejor.
Morocco, and I've also been to
To Japón.
Japan.
Japan. Okay, Japan. Japón. I've been to Morocco. Morocco, we say. And I've also been to Japan. ¿Dónde colocas? Also en este caso.
After have.
Exactamente. After the auxiliary verb. I've been to Morocco and I've also been, this was the I've also been to Japan. Good. Sé cocinar, sé cocinar una tortilla española y también sé cocinar una francesa.
I know how to make tortilla,
Tortilla, ¿vale? O Spanish omelette, we say.
Spanish omelette, and I also know, the second one?
How to make French omelette. ¿no?
I know how to make a Spanish omelette, and I also know how to make a French,
A French omelette.
omelette.
Okay, en este caso, ¿dónde has colocado also? I also know.
And
And
before,
This is the verb,
no.
before the verb, exactly, because we're talking about a normal behaving verb, a non-auxiliary verb, okay? I know how to cook Spanish omelette, and I also know how to cook French omelette. Sin embargo, however, imagine let's express exactly the same thing again, but this time use the auxiliary verb can. Venga.
I can make a Spanish omelette, and I also can make a.
No, I
and
can
also make a French omelette.
Bien, hazlo bien.
I can make a Spanish omelette, and I
I can also.
can also make a French omelette.
Now fast.
I can make a Spanish omelette, and I also.
No, I can also. Eso es lo que tienes que practicar. I can also, ¿ok?
I can make a Spanish omelette, and I
can also,
can also
venga.
make a French omelette.
Vale, ahora todos a la vez vamos a pronunciar eso varias veces. I can also, para practicarlo. I can also.
I can also.
Yeah, I can also make a cake. I can also make an omelette. I can also make pasta. I can also make rice. Venga,
I can make a Spanish omelette, and
Pero con also.
I can make
can-
a Spanish
can
omelette.
also-
I can also make a French
Y más cosas.
omelette.
¿Qué más sabes
I
hacer?
can also make beds. I can also.
También sabe hacer la cama. Bien.
I can also study a language.
You can also study a language. Vale, pero vamos a centrarnos en la cocina. Let's just focus on, siempre centrarnos en algo en inglés is to focus on something.
I can wash the dishes. I can also wash the dishes.
Okay, y ahora cosas que haces en la cocina, things you cook.
I can also
Arroz.
hear Vaughan radio.
Vale.
I can also see TV.
Pero cosas que cocinas.
I can also peel
Potatoes.
potatoes.
Vale. Y hacer arroz.
I can also make cook
Cook rice.
rice.
Pasta.
I can also make pasta.
Muy bien.
Pizza.
Bien, lasaña.
I
También.
can also make lasagna.
Bien, lo importante entonces, I can also. Also va inmediatamente después del verbo auxiliar. I can also, okay? My friend, he can play football. He can also play rugby. He can also play tennis. He can also play ping pong, yeah, or table tennis. Okay? Can also. Lo mismo con I'm also. I'm into cricket. I'm also into, que me gusta, I'm into cricket. I'm also into tennis. I'm also into football. ¿Ok? Bien, ahora con have, otro verbo auxiliar. Ya lo hemos visto, vamos a volver a verlo. I've been to France. I've also been, vamos a enumerar un montón de países. Y vosotros en casa también. He ido a Francia, venga.
I've been to France.
Y también he ido a Alemania.
And I've also been to Germany.
Y también he ido al Perú.
And I've also been to Peru.
Y también he ido a Colombia.
I've also been to Colombia.
Y a los Estados Unidos.
I've also been to the States.
The States, mucho mejor que the United States. Muy bien. Y también he ido a Marruecos.
I've also been to Morocco.
Morocco. Y también he ido a Escocia.
I've been also.
No,
I've also been to
No.
Scotland.
I've also been to Scotland. Ya no tenemos más tiempo para arreglarlo. Adiós.
Okay, I'm back. I feel better. You know, I give class, I teach on TV every day. I also teach on the radio. I also teach in normal classes. I also teach in front of big groups. And I also teach through materials creation. And I also teach in seminars and training courses. My God. I teach in companies. And I also teach private individuals. And I also teach children. Okay. En el tiempo presente afirmativo, also, sujeto, also, verbo. I also. Yes. I wear glasses when I drive at night. I also wear, ¿ves lo fácil que es? Yo también llevo gafas. I also wear glasses when I go to the theater. And I also wear glasses when I go to the cinema, if I'm sitting far from the screen. Okay? And I also change to to camera 1 when Juan Luis tells me. So let's change before I continue. Okay? All right. Now remember, in the present tense, also you say, I also work. For example, I work with Spanish people, but I also work with French people, and I also work with Polish people, and I also work with Americans, and I also work with British people. In my company, there are 50 different nationalities working. It's a very interesting company from the point of view of diversity, national diversity. So I work with Spanish people, and I also work with Portuguese people, Alejandra, and I also work with German people, I also work with Italians. Very interesting, very interesting. Ahora, cuando uso un verbo auxiliar, also se inserta entre el auxiliar y el verbo principal. Por ejemplo, mañana voy a la playa. Tomorrow I am going. I am. Am es un verbo auxiliar. I am going. Literalmente estoy yendo. Siendo estoy verbo auxiliar. En este caso, I'm going to the beach tomorrow. But I'm also going to the mountains. I'm also, entonces va después de am y antes de going. I'm also going to the mountains, and I'm also going to Valencia. I'm also going to Cadaqués. I'm also going, etc. Okay? Or the present perfect. Veamos el present perfect. He ido a muchos países. He ido en Europa. He ido a España, o he ido a Portugal. I've gone to Portugal. I've been to Portugal, and I've also been to France. And I've also been to Germany, and I've also been to Belgium, and I've also been to the Netherlands, and I've also been to Great Britain, and I've also been to Ireland. I've also, la V de I've, se enlaza con la A de also. También he estado en Turquía. And I've also been I've also been to Turkey. No se dice in Turkey, ¿sí? He estado en Turquía o conozco Turquía. I've been to Turkey. And I've also been to Armenia. And I've also been to Syria. And I've also been to Jordan. And I've also been to Israel. And I've also been to Egypt. But I've never been to Iraq. And I've never been to Saudi Arabia either. Okay. Yes. You know, I drink water in class, but I also drink orange juice in class. And I also drink whiskey from time to time because Juan Luis adds a bit of whiskey to my water. Okay? But not really. Okay? Now, I get up early every day, Monday to Friday, but I also get up early on Saturday and Sundays. I like to get up early. I like to get up before the rest of the people. It gives me a head start. Salir con ventaja. When you get up early. You say in Spanish, al que madruga, madruga Dios le ayuda. It's true. It's true. In English, we say early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. I don't know if that's completely true. Yes. At least I'm healthy. Wealthy, not yet, and wise, that I'll leave that up to you to decide. I really don't know. Okay. But you know, I do a lot of things on the weekends. I do a lot of things. I go for a walk. I also read magazines. I also write things, because I have to write. I'm writing a book now. And I also surf the web. Navego por la web. I surf escrito. I surf the web. I also play the guitar. I also play the piano. I also compose music sometimes. I have about 2 or 3 hours of compositions, or musical compositions. So I do a lot of things. And I also go out for lunch or dinner on the weekends. So I do a lot of things on the weekends. During the week, I do a lot of things too. I teach English on the radio. I also spend some time in my office looking over different aspects of the business. I also come here to teach English on TV. I also have business lunches. I go out to have lunch sometimes, once or twice a week. I have a business lunch in a restaurant. I also have business dinners sometimes, which I usually don't like. Well, I like the dinners. They're very enjoyable. But I don't like having dinners. I prefer to have a light dinner at home and not a heavy dinner in a restaurant with people. Well, people's not the problem, it's the food. So I do a lot of things during the week. And I also move around a lot in my car. Yeah. And to take care of my car, I need to watch the gasoline. But I also need to watch the oil levels. I mean, I need to make sure the oil is okay. And I also need to check the brake fluid, líquido de frenos. We say fluido de frenos. I also need to check the brake fluid. And of course, I also need to check the steering fluid. If you lose the steering fluid, you lose your steering. It's very dangerous. If you lose your brake fluid, your brakes fail, and that's also a very big problem. Oh, and I also check the air pressure in the tires. I also check regularly. I also check the air pressure in the tires, in all 4 tires, and sometimes the spare tire in the back of the car, in the boot or in the trunk, to make sure it has good pressure. Because if I have a flat tire and then the spare tire doesn't have any pressure, it's a big problem. So I also check the air pressure in the tires. I do a lot of things, don't I? Yeah. And I also encourage you to study English. I encourage you every day. Me pongo hasta pesado, ¿a que sí? Para convenceros de la necesidad de arrimar y estudiar mucho. No conozco alternativa al estudio y al esfuerzo para hacerse con un segundo idioma. Okay, por mucho que digan algunos por ahí, no hay alternativa al esfuerzo. Okay, see you tomorrow. Well, tomorrow? No, wait. I'll come back in a few minutes to close the program, and then I'll see you.
everyone. I'm Natasha, your teacher, and today I'm here with Annette. I'm sure you all know her. How are you, Annette?
Fine, thank you.
Yes, and are you ready for today's class?
Yes, I am.
We're going to see a lot of different things. Are you ready for that?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good, good. I hope you studied a lot, and I hope you studied at home as well, okay? Because Annette studies a lot, but you should study just as much or more than she does, okay? All right, we're going to start with vocabulary, okay? Your 5 words of the day, okay? Remember, I'll say them in Spanish, and you and Annette have to say them in English, okay? Concentrate on the pronunciation and try to say things out loud because it's the only way of practicing a language, okay? Are you ready? Okay, let's start with the first word, okay? The first word is tesoro. How do we say this? Tesoro. Very good. Treasure. Treasure. Be careful with the pronunciation, okay? Because it's treasure, okay? One more time. Very good. It's not as strong, no es tan fuerte como una SH, no es treasure, pero es un poquito más suave. A ver. Very good. Treasure. Let's see if Annette can say this.
Treasure.
Very good pronunciation. You've been practicing, right? Okay, the next one is envolver. How do we say this? Very good. To wrap. To wrap. As if there were no W, okay? As if it were R-A-P. To wrap. Very good. Let's see if Annette can say this.
To wrap.
Perfect. Nothing to correct. Very good. The third one is cintura. How do we say this? Cintura. Very good. Waist. Waist. As if it were, como si fuera. W-E-I-S-T. Waist. One more time. Very good. Okay, it's Annette's turn.
Waist.
Very good. I can't correct you on anything today. You're doing everything perfectly. Okay, the next word is a toda velocidad. How do we say this? Very good. At full speed. At full speed. One more time. Very good. Annette, your turn.
At full speed.
I'm so happy today. At full speed. Very good. And the last one is auténtico. How do we say this? Very good. Authentic. Okay, remember the first syllable is O. Authentic. Authentic. As if it were an O. One more time. Very good. Authentic. Let's see if Annette can say this.
Authentic.
Very good. I'm very happy with Annette's pronunciation, okay? Very happy with your pronunciation too because I can hear you from here, okay? All right, let's start with the grammar point of the day, okay? We're going to work on also. What does also mean? Let's ask Annette. Also.
También.
También, very good, very easy, right? También, okay? But we are going to work on also with verbs with no auxiliaries, sin auxiliares, okay? So, pay attention, okay? Cuando no tiene auxiliar, siempre va delante del verbo principal, delante del verbo, okay? So, for example, I also like chocolate, for example. I also más el verbo, okay? Is that clear, Annette?
Yes, it is.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Yes, okay. Well, we're going to practice this with a translation list. I'll say the sentence in Spanish, and you and Annette have to say it in English, okay? It's very easy, don't you think? Okay, you ready?
Yes, I am.
John trabaja las tardes. También trabaja los fines de semana.
John works in the afternoons.
Or por la tarde noche, John works evenings.
John works evenings, and he also works
Los fines de semana.
on the weekends.
Or on weekends, not
on
necessary
weekends.
to say that. Very good. One more time.
John works
Evenings?
and also works
Or-
on weekends.
Very good. John works evenings. He also works, what did we say? On weekends. I'm also forgetting things, okay? The next one is for you at home, okay? Yo estudié historia. También estudié filosofía. Very good. I studied history. I also studied philosophy. I also, más el verbo. I also studied philosophy. Very good. Let's see if Annette can repeat this one.
I studied history, and I also studied philosophy.
Very good. Perfect. The next one, okay? Let's see if we can remember these sentences because Annette and I keep on forgetting things, okay? Me dieron un CD. También me dieron un libro.
They gave me a CD, and also they gave me a book.
Okay, usually it's much more common to say the subject, then also, and then the verb. So for example, they gave me a CD, They also gave me a book, okay? More than putting the subject later on, okay? So one more time.
They gave me a CD.
They
also gave me a book.
Very good, okay? So they gave me a CD, they also gave me a book. Okay, the next one is for you at home, okay? Me dolía la cabeza, también me dolía la garganta. Very good. I had a headache. I also had a sore throat. I had a headache. I also had a sore throat. Okay, let's get Annette to repeat this.
I had a headache. I also had a
sore throat.
A sore throat.
Exactly, a sore throat. No decimos tanto throat ache, okay? Decimos headache, pero después sore throat. Okay, so do you want to repeat that?
I had a headache and I
also
also had a sore throat.
Very good, okay? All right, the next one, are you ready? Salimos a cenar los miércoles. También salimos a cenar los sábados por la noche.
We went out.
No, salimos siempre. Entonces,
we always. No.
We go out.
We go out on Wednesdays. And
for dinner.
We go out
on
Wednesdays for dinner.
We
also go out for dinner on Saturdays.
Okay, on Saturday nights, for example. On Saturday nights, okay? So let's repeat this again. It was, we go out for dinner on Wednesdays. We, subject, we also go out for dinner on Saturday nights, okay? Or on Saturdays in general, okay? So remember, subject, also verb. Subject, also verb. Okay, the next one is for you at home, okay? Ella escribió muchas novelas. También escribió obras de teatro. Very good. She wrote, eran muchas. Yes, she wrote many novels. She wrote many novels. She also wrote plays. She also wrote plays, okay? Let's get Annette to repeat.
She wrote
novels.
She also wrote a lot of plays.
Very good, okay? Or the other way around. She wrote a lot of novels. She also wrote plays. Very good. Subject. Also verb. Let's get Annette to say the next one. Tenemos una casa en Madrid. También tenemos una cerca de la playa.
We have a house in Madrid. We also have a house near the beach.
Very good. We have a house in Madrid. We also have a house near the beach. Thank you very much, Annette. And thank you at home. You did a great job, so did Annette. And remember to study as much as possible. See you. Bye.
Okay. Class 169 has now become part of our history here. Not bad. We have completed 169 classes. We have 26 classes left, I believe. So, little by little, step by step, we're getting closer and closer to the end. We're getting closer and closer to the end. We're covering aspects that maybe you think are very simple, but let me tell you, for the upteenth time, upteenth no significa, bueno, significa por enésima vez. Que no es ni la primera, ni la última, ni la décima vez, la enésima vez. Decimos en inglés, para el equivalente es the upteenth, up como arriba, 15th, 17th, upteenth time. Let me tell you for the upteenth time, the most basic elements of the language, the apparently easiest elements, are the most important. See you tomorrow.